I want to try to mix a bunch of ideas, basically to make a spin top. A spin top, of course, is this kind of toy that you spin, make it spinning, um, and it usually comes with all kind of different design, and it needs to kind of stand when you spin it, stands on its own like this one from movie Inception. Yeah, let's try actually making that. For the actual design and texture, I will be using this design. Basically, something that's made in cycles by Jinks. But before we go there, let's try. Let's say if we have Suzanne and we want to spin Suzanne, we how can we do that using animation nodes, for example? It's should be pretty easy, right? You simply take Suzanne and then you turn on rotations and you use combine Euler, plug this into rotations, and then you want to spin it not in Y, probably in the Z. Yep. And then you use a frame time to spin it. So that's one way you can go about doing this. That's probably better. So we have control over the speed of the spinning. File, save as, spinning things. And if you want to add a bit of rotations in other angle, you can perhaps do it this way, or actually maybe mix it. So mix Euler, not in the factor, but we want to have two Euler value and then combine it. Maybe 50% and 50% mix. I wonder if this is the same like with the one before. Oh, just now it's giving me an error. Yeah, it's actually spinning objects is actually really interesting. So maybe we need to do it like this. 25%. Actually, it's almost like Suzanne is doing breakdancing. Yeah, that's probably not exactly correct, but it's okay. We're gonna leave it for now. And instead of Suzanne, we're gonna try to make something using Sverchok. Turn off always, and then switch to Sverchok. And with Sverchok, we have cylinder node. Not this cylinder, the other cylinder. The other cylinder have a lot of ways to actually create a spin top. Basically, a lot more options and parameters that you can play with. Not just the top and bottom like this, but you can also randomize. You can twist, of course, but you can add details for this guy. Let me see if I can. And can we turn on wireframe from here? Nope, don't worry. I'll increase the parallel and then make it 10 and then make a random number, value of 10, and plug this into meridian. There we go. We almost have a spin top, but of course the top part, yep, the top part needs to be smaller. I mean, yeah, this is about correct. We can perhaps twist it, but we can randomize. So that's basically the idea here. It's nothing too complicated. If I'm not wrong, you might also want to use the easing. If you have actually not easing. Easing will give you this ability to have a value that's kind of goes in a curve like this, but you need to have a float, and yeah, something like that, right? So that's also actually a spin top. Yeah, that's an interesting design that you can come out with. That's probably a spin top. The Inception spin top actually made of two curves. If you want to try to do that. So let's go back to our random on the meridian, and for the output we just, yeah, perhaps even this, if you bevel and smooth, maybe that's kind of do the job, and you can print this out. Hopefully we need, of course, a handle for the spin top, but this might actually just do the job because we have control for the top, and the bottom is always smaller. What else? Twist actually nice, but not gonna do that. Face, no. Just leave it for now. You can design the cap and the bottom part. But now, one more thing is the Jinks Kaleidoscope material. So we need to bring that in. I think I already have it on my desktop. Jinks spin top. Just drag the blend and then append the material. Get all of them. If I'm not wrong, I have the wood material, but it's not gonna show up unless I use the UV. This kaleidoscope might work. Oh, there you go. It's rather complex, but really cool. Let's turn off the calculations on Sverchok, and if we want to see the shader, under shader editor, select the kaleidoscope and then look at this design. You can play around with this color. If I'm not wrong, you can easily change the design here. It's a very psychedelic. You can perhaps reduce the detail, or I haven't played around with this for a while. Oh wow, that's really nice. And what is this? Okay, that's definitely changing the design a little bit, but there is more. Okay, this one. How about while we change that, we want to make this spinning. So let's go back to animation nodes, select our spin me, and select, instead of Suzanne, select alpha and then spin it. Okay, it's wobbling. It's wobbling now, and it's gonna fall. That's kind of motion that I actually want, and we want to spin it. Oh, this guy is actually spinning properly. Like, look at the wireframe. Let's get back to this. Maybe even we can even use this. Oh, maybe we can't. We need to use look depth, and we need to just leave it like that. It seems to be spinning. All right. If you want to kind of make this more accurate, you probably want to also make this guy moving, kind of wiggle. Okay, let's wiggle Let's wiggle this guy using vector wiggle, and then we don't wiggle it on every directions. We just want to wiggle it on the y and the x axis. Turn off the z and plug this frame into the evolutions, and now we have something that's more like a spin top. And I really want to turn this into an AR experience at some point. Put the spin top on the table. Oh, okay, not like that. For the locations, anyway, that's not on the ground. You know what I'm trying to do. Persistent, we can probably play around with that. Let's go back to the shader editor. It's almost exactly what I want. Distortion. Look at this. You have unlimited design of this spin top, and you can render this out, or you can print this out actually. And with this design, if you want to bake it, you can bake it, and even better, not just baking it, you can kind of displace and design the intricate pattern, actually print it out. I should probably do that. But yeah, you got the idea. I think if we go back to Sverchok, and if I turn off the cap, you can see that's kind of nice. And if I solidify and actually turn on wireframe, yep, that's looking quite nice. This is actually spinning. It's probably spinning just a bit slow. So yeah, that's basically the idea, to make a spin top with design that's actually using cycles, procedural texture material, and you animate procedurally as well. You model it procedurally using Sverchok. All right, hopefully you find this interesting. Let me know what you think, and I'll see you next time. Thank you. Bye.